Well, hey there, good viewers. What's up? You guys haven't met Roxy before. Roxy is here, live with us tonight. Roxy. Look. Roxy is here, live with us tonight. Roxy. Sorry about that. I had my volume on my computer on. Can you say hello to everybody? All right. Ready to get down? Come on, let's get down. So, hey Chris, thanks, appreciate that. Yeah, she's a really cool dog. So guys, and gals, who all's here tonight? Hey Nathan, how you doing, man? Hey Rich, how's it going? Justin checking in. Hey Rich, you were expecting her to have a wood collar? Hey, that would be kind of cool. I never even thought about it. Maybe we can do something like that. That'd be cool. So how have your weeks been? Been good? Has anybody been working on anything? Well, guys, I'm not sure if everybody, hey, Second Chance Woodworking, what's going on? Justin, that's terrible. I've done that before though. Hey, TR, how's it going, buddy? I don't know if you guys saw the last video with wood turning some bottle stoppers, but we got some of them here, and I just wanted to clarify a couple of things. In the video, I said that you didn't really need a lot of expensive tools to make a bottle stopper, and then I used a lathe and wood turning tools to make a bottle stopper. It was kind of, you don't need tools, but then I use tools. But I did want to show off this curly maple bottle stopper here. This one was made, just using a miter saw and a drill. Those are the only two things. And if you can see, I messed up and drilled the wrong side and had to put in a plug, but it still looks really cool. You can buy these bottle stoppers on Amazon, or you can get them at Woodcraft or Rockler, places like that. Hey Linda, how's it going? Nathan asked what kind of wood. So this is curly maple. I'm trying to get the light so you can kind of see. Here, let me turn this on real quick. Maybe it's too bright now, but can you see the curl in it? In the wood now? Super curly maple, very pretty. Chris Marsh has a quick question. Says, hey, quick question. Was that a wooden combination square you used when you made the bottle stopper? I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember if I used a wooden combination square. I mean, I don't have a wooden combination square, so I'd have to say no. But I'm unsure of what part of the video you were talking about. Sorry. I wish I had a better answer for you. Second Chance Woodworking says we have our first kitchen river table to build. Second Chance Woodworking, that's awesome. I'm also, within the next couple of weeks, we're going to be doing a huge river table as well. Are you using like a live edge slab, and what kind of wood are you using? Nick Johnson says, have you ever made a 3D resin table before? If not, will you? So, hey, Nick, what do you mean by 3D? I'm not really sure about that, but yeah, I could always give it a shot. Hey Cliff, tell Jet I said hello. Yeah, second chance woodworking. It is a little nerve-wracking sometimes because um, can be expensive, especially when you're using a lot of it. How big is the slab of oak? And is it red oak or white oak? Hey Cliff. Cliff says, "Oh hey, do you have any shirts in in other clothes?" Cliff's making fun of me because I made a post and I accidentally put cloths or clothes instead of colors. It's not very nice, Cliff. What you should do is just go down in the description and click the link and buy one of my shirts in any color that you choose. Okay, second chance woodworking. That's pretty cool. If you would, whenever you make the project, make your table, send me some pictures to my Instagram at Goodview Woodworks. That's fine, Cliff. Pink is good. Whatever. I put most of the colors in there, so you can choose from the colors that I posted up there. Also, I think Nathan was asking me some other questions about the different types of wood. So this bottle stopper here was it's called spalted. Here, let me turn this off. It might be a little too bright for you to see. This wood right here is called spalted maple, and really what it is spalting. If you see the spalting here, I'm not sure if you guys know what spalting is, but pretty much what spalting is when the wood is about to rot, but before it rots, it has mold inside the wood, and the mold spores create these barriers of their own territory. So mold is territorial, and it makes these black lines, which is really cool. You got to be careful when you turn spalted wood, because if that mold gets into the air and you breathe it in, it could make you sick. So just a quick tip there. And also, if you decide to use a CA glue finish like I did, I don't know if you could see how shiny they are. It's just CA glue. It's super glue, and I've used all different types of super glue. It doesn't matter what type you use. Some people say thin, some people say thick. It doesn't really matter. As a matter of fact, on the one that I turned just the other night here in the video, it was thick CA glue. It's just thick automotive super glue. And so it doesn't really matter. You can use whichever glue you want. And the cool thing is it shines up pretty nicely, and you can buff it and give it, sand it to 1,000 grit, just like you would any kind of clear lacquer or anything like that. So I don't know if you guys have seen the t-shirts. I posted up some t-shirts that we finished. You voted for hotter than a goose fried in chicken fat. So I finally got those out, and so they're up on Teespring for sale if you guys want to check those out. I have some on order. I'm gonna get me some of them too. I'm gonna get a sweatshirt, get a hoodie, and get one of the goose fried and chicken fat t-shirts as well. Hey Andy, how you doing, bud? Hey Cliff, I'll tell Aaron happy birthday. Hey Aaron, Cliff says happy birthday. She said thank you, Cliff. Hey, the gardener. Thank you. I appreciate that, and I will keep up the good work. As long as you guys keep watching, I'll keep posting. Chris asks, can you recommend a good router? And also, would you recommend a fixed base or a plunger base? It will only be used for a router sled. That's a good question. I've used both. I would say the plunger based router would be a little better because if you're using it for a router sled, it's easier to adjust the height or the depth of the router with a plunge router. Um, you can use both really. I actually mine is not a plunge router. However, I have used a plunge router, and I think sometimes I'm limited with my regular base router for the depth of a cut. So sometimes I'll have to shim the slab up to get a good enough cut on it. Depends on how warped the slab is. Um, Hey Andy, yes, I do have a link for the teas. It's in the description. If you click the description, it'll be I have them linked right there. And Chris Marsh, it's Teespring TEESPRING.com. But I have a link down in the description. You guys can just click it and look at those uh, shirts from there. Nick Johnson asks, have you ever seen the sidewalk artist make 3D art with chalk or paint? Have you thought of implementing that into a table? Nick, that's really cool. No, I have not thought about that before. But that's really neat. Yeah, maybe we could do something like that. I've been trying to think about ways to break out of the mold, as they say, or be different than other people making tables. And uh, that's a great idea. That's a really good idea. I'm gonna have to look into that. Maybe if you could also hit me up on Instagram, send me some pictures, or maybe we can do something like that. That's awesome, Andy. I appreciate that, man. uh, hey, Chris, that's cool too. Yeah. If you guys need any help with making the sled or whatever, there's tons of videos online. Plus, you can always ask me questions as well. Cliff Nelson suggests you should do something with the Shasugiban technique. And yes, I would like to. As a matter of fact, Cliff, maybe we can, at your dad's wood shop, we can go in there and do something for the next table that you're going to do. And we can record some stuff. That'd be pretty cool. Hey, everybody. I did. So if you notice the title of the video, said a new challenge. So Aaron and I were thinking the other day, we were walking through Home Depot, and I had this awesome idea. And I'll post a video this weekend or before this weekend because I'll be out of town this weekend for church retreat for the youth, high school youth boys retreat. And but I'll probably post something Thursday, giving all the details to the challenge. But the challenge is really cool, okay? I'm really excited. So this is the challenge. The challenge is for you guys. I'll be making something too, but to make something out of epoxy, but you have to get all the materials from one store, and it has to be a department store. It can't be online. So that's the trick. The trick is you go to Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, wherever your department store is of your choice, to pick up some epoxy, cups, paintbrushes, everything, and make something really cool. And then what you guys do, if you could send me a picture of the receipt and enter your piece, whatever you make, into the contest, we'll judge. Aaron and I will judge, and we'll get the top 3. And then I'll post a poll, and we'll let you guys choose who the winner is. It'll be really cool. Chris Marset says, I watched a video where they used acrylic paint in the resin for a table. Yeah, I have seen that too. As you know, Stone Coat countertops, they use spray can Rust-Oleum in theirs. I would imagine that, because epoxy is pretty much 100% solids and pretty inert, you could probably add whatever you wanted in there to change the color. Bill Martin, how are you doing? I'm glad you were able to make it this evening. Bill Martin says, Nathan, you changed epoxy. How was the new one? And he also asked, how cold can you cast the new one? So, hey, Chris, thanks, brother. I appreciate that. That's awesome. So, Bill, hey, to get back to your question, I did like the new epoxy. It was really good. It was very inexpensive. I will say, though, if you pour it thicker than what the recommended use is, it will cure too quickly, and you'll have a lot of bubbles in your mix. So as long as you follow the directions and only pour up to a 1/4 inch at a time in that particular epoxy, which is Incredible Solutions epoxy, it works great. And also, to your second part of the question, how cold can you cast the new one? So from my experience, it was it was in the 30s and 40s when I cast using that other epoxy, and I had no problems with it hardening. But when it comes to stone coat countertops, they recommend no lower than 60 degrees, I think, 60 or 70 degrees. And as long as you just follow their directions, it works out really good. So the downside is Incredible Solutions doesn't have a casting resin. So what you're using is the countertop epoxy that they have. And like I said, you can only pour that a 1/4 inch at a time. However, they are making a casting resin. So the cool part is that they are going to contact me as soon as they get it ready for to release to the public, and that way I can get my hands on some of that casting resin and try theirs as well. But as you guys know, so far my favorite is Stone Coat Countertops epoxy, and plus Mike and all the guys over there, they just do a great job answering questions, and if you need help and all that stuff, they're right there to do so. I really like those guys. Oh, okay. Sorry, sorry, Bill. Let's see. I have to try to figure that out in Celsius. Um, Nathan says I suggest not doing it when it's 8 degrees Fahrenheit. Not a good experience. Hey, Nathan, help me out. What's 70 degrees in Celsius? 70 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius. The Gardner says casting resin you can put on in thicker coats. And yes, the Gardner, yes, casting resin is made to cast. Hey, Chris, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Oh, man, you're funny. Hey, Jeremy, it's all right. No problem. It's better late than never is right. I'm glad you're here to hang out with us. So the Gardner casting resin, you can put it on in thicker coats. Yes, okay. Let me get back to that. Yes, it's designed to pour in thicker casts. So for example, if you use Stone Coat Countertops casting resin, the original casting resin you could pour up to 1 inch thick in a single pour, and then they have a super cast, which they haven't really decided how thick you can go yet, but they have poured if anybody else knows, you can correct me, but they can pour up to 2 or 3 inches now with that stuff, which that stuff is really cool. I've used that before, and it works really well. As a matter of fact, on this river table that we have coming up in the next couple weeks, I have, I think, 11 gallons of casting epoxy that we're going to pour all at one time. So it's going to be really cool. Hey, Nathan, thanks. Appreciate that. Bill Martin, if you're still here, Nathan says that it's 21 degrees Celsius is about where you want to be when pouring casting resin. So yeah. Anywho, what do you guys think about that challenge? Are you guys willing to make some things using only stuff found from a department store? I think it'd be really interesting and really fun. And the coolest part, I think, is what Aaron and I will do is do some kind of maybe Home Depot or some kind of gift card. We'll send a gift card out for first prize. Hey Andy, hey man, I appreciate that. Yeah, as a matter of fact, um, Aaron's family was over here this past weekend, and her sister suggested, because I wanted to put the logo on there somewhere. You guys asked for that particular slogan, or that little quip that I said in one of my videos, but I didn't know where to put the logo, and so she suggested putting it in one of the O's, and so it turned out really nice. I was really happy about it. I can't wait to get myself. I can't wait for mine to come in too. Okay, so Second Chance Woodworking says, what is our time frame? Well, as of right now, I think it's going to be probably a couple of months. So probably by the end of April, something like that, maybe the beginning of May. I haven't actually nailed the date down, but in the video Thursday evening when I post, I'll give all the details there. I have them written down. I have them in the description. That way you guys will know when, where, and what time, and how to fry that goose. Saying. Uh, Hey Chris, man, that means a lot to me, buddy. It really does. I know that we are gonna do our best at being the best parents that we can be. I appreciate that. So, hey Bill, sorry to hear about that. So I have been okay. So I used Incredible Solutions epoxies, Bill, and so in Celsius, I've poured at 0 or 5 degrees Celsius and have had no problems with it curing. I know that um, what you can do is if you do buy some epoxy, do a little test piece and see how it cures, and then bring it inside after it's somewhat cured, and you can let it finish curing inside. Uh, Nick, okay, Nick, I appreciate that, man. That's really cool. I look forward to seeing it. Uh, Andy, I wish you luck, buddy. That's okay. It's all right, man. And it's up to you. That you guys can be as creative as possible when it comes to the contest. Make whatever you want. It doesn't have to be a piece of furniture. Just even if it's funny, I don't care. I'm excited to see what you guys put together. Hey Nathan, that's a good tip too. Nathan says put a tarp over the mold with blow fan heaters under it. Yeah, yeah. Anything to get that epoxy up to a certain temperature so that it can cure is a good idea. Um, you know, people. There are a million ways to skin a cat, and so I mean I don't know why you would skin a cat in epoxy, but you get what I mean. So Jeremy says these ice storms we were having are not being nice to my internet connection. Yeah, and it might be mine too because like I said, I'm on satellite and it's crappy to begin with, but it's raining and doing all kinds of nasty stuff here too, so that might be part of it. Yeah, when I look at myself, I look kind of crazy. So I think for so it's coming my way. The storms are coming up. Okay, I hope not. I don't want any ice storms here. Bill Martin says, Nathan, how do I give you some money for you? Hey, buddy, if you look at the bottom of the if you look at the bottom of the chat, you'll see a little money symbol. You can click that and type in a quantity and click send along with some text to pin your comment to the top of the chat. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it, Bill. I really enjoy coming on Tuesday nights and getting to talk to you guys. It's really fun. It's like, even though I can't see you guys, it's like you're right here hanging out with me, and it's really, really fun for me. Nathan says, for me? Yeah, why not? So I think you'll have to see what my project is. So for the contest, now I won't be part of the contest, but I am gonna do a video on that piece, and maybe I can showcase a couple of you guys your projects and stuff. So I'm really excited for that one. Chris, my next project is the river table, the big river table I've been talking about for the yacht. So a guy commissioned me to build a river table for his yacht, and that's what the next one is. It's a big piece of burley maple. It's a live edge slab. It's huge, and the finished product will be over 6 feet long and almost 4 feet wide. So it'd be a really big table. I'm really excited about it. It's a little nerve-wracking too to using all that epoxy, pouring 11 gallons or whatever it is at one time, because that's like $1,500 in epoxy. Oh, Jeremy, hey, yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and you can watch it, but essentially what we're doing is I just mentioned a contest. I haven't given any really big details away. I don't know the times. I haven't sent out the times and everything yet, but essentially we're going to have a contest where it's an epoxy project. So you guys make an epoxy, any kind of epoxy project, but you have to get all the materials from a department store of your choice. So either Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, whatever you guys have near you. But the trick is you have to get everything from the same store. So it's going to be kind of hard, but we'll see what everybody comes up with. It's going to be fun. Hey, Nathan asked, how much do you think it will cost to make the river table or my project for the contest? Excuse me while I take a drink. Well, so far, Nathan, the river table for me, my cost is somewhere in between $2,200 so far. So it is a lot of money. If you guys ever have to do a project for somebody, for a customer like that, I would recommend just talking with them and getting them to pay for materials up front, and that way neither one of you guys have to really lose too much. Hey Rich, sorry buddy, no LaCroix, no LA Croix in the house tonight. We have run out. We drank it all this weekend. I haven't been by the store. So right now we just got some regular water from our Berkey water filter. It's actually pretty good. Hey Chris, so I found this guy on Craigslist who actually has a mill within about 30 to 40 minutes from me, and I just sent him a text, I was asking, hey, what do you have in the shop? And he says it's a maple. I don't even know if he knows what burl is. I think he knows what burl is, but I don't think he noticed that it has 7 big pieces of burl on the edge, because he sold it to me for it's like 34 inches wide, the slab is, and it's 78 inches tall or something like that. And he sold it 2.5 inches thick, and he sold it to me for $500, which I know sounds like a lot, but it was a really good deal. I mean, it's such a pretty piece of maple. What I'll do is I'll take a picture and I'll post it up on the community forum, uh, on the community tab, excuse me, on YouTube. That way, you guys can see what it looks like. Hey, Bill, I really appreciate that, man. That means a lot. Thank you so much. No, you have not, Bill. You did good, man. You did exactly how you were supposed to. Hey, Second Chance Woodworking says love the Berkey. Have you guys had any? Did you guys ever have any trouble with them sending you the water filter and stuff? We had a terrible time. They sent us the piece they sent to us was all dented up from shipping, which I know wasn't their fault, but it took them like 3 weeks or something to send us just the lower portion that was dented. And when we did get it, they actually sent us two of them. So now we actually have 1.5 Berkey water filters. Hey, Chris, great question. Um, I'm not sure. I think I have gone over it, but essentially what I do is when the customer wants a quote, I get all the materials that are needed first, and I mark them up between anywhere. It depends on how much I decide to mark it up, but between 5 and 10%, because depending on like if I were to go get a slab, but it was like 2 hours away, I gotta put in the cost of fuel and things like that. So that's why I mark up the materials price. But once I have the materials price, I give them my hourly uh, rate. So, for example, if I want, I'll charge them $55 an hour, and so it'd be the cost of materials plus whatever I want to make an hour. And that's not my hourly rate. I was just giving an example. Depending on whatever you want to make an hour, I do materials plus between 5 and sometimes up to 15%, and then whatever my hourly rate is. So so there you go. Yeah, that's kind of how I do it. And then I do ask for a percentage up front too. So like this last guy, we talked about it, and he was willing to pay for all of the materials up front, and then um, and then excuse me, sorry, reading a comment. Yeah, so I ask for materials up front, and then they'll pay for the labor whenever I'm finished. So I'll tally up the hours and stuff like that. So, and I always stay in contact with them so they're not blindsided by anything. Nathan says, "Is there free shipping?" No. It depends on if the person is local and they want to come get it. Shipping is always calculated, and I work where I work has a big warehouse. If I ever needed to ship anything, I could ship it from there. I know, right, Chris? He doesn't know what he's got. I mean, he does kind of, but not too. I don't know if he really knows what he's got. Bill, great question. Bill says, "Can you use wood that has just been cut?" And that is no, no, you cannot. Some people say that you can. I would never. Um, Really, what you have to do, you have to get yourself a moisture meter, and you can search them on Amazon. But the lumber that you use has to be at least 12% moisture content or lower before you can use any epoxy or really make any kind of furniture. Because what happens is when the table goes into a conditioned space, the moisture is going to release from the table, and it's going to cause it to warp, bow, bend, do all kinds of crazy stuff, and that's no bueno. The lion says, "Roar!" How you doing, lion? How are you doing, the lion? The gardener says, "You should do a river table with an island in the middle. That would be pretty wild. Maybe like a piece of burl in the center." Hey, great idea. As a matter of fact, the river table that we're doing, the customer says that he has some. Excuse me. The customer asked when I have some cutoffs if I can do an island as well. So um, there will be a island in the middle of this one. So great idea. You guys are hilarious. Amazon Prime for the win. I don't know if there's a Good View Woodworks Prime. Oh man. Maybe I don't know if I can. I'll try to get it out in 2 days. Well, everybody, I'm going to get off of here. This is going to be the end of the video for tonight. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. You all are awesome. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for the questions. And thank you for just coming to hang out with me. It's been great. I love coming out here on Tuesday and talking with you guys. Remember, on Friday, not Friday, Thursday night, I will be posting a video on the details of the contest. So make sure you check that out, okay? And if you guys have not subscribed to my channel, which I'm sure everybody here has because they do that, make sure that you ring the bell next to the subscribe button so that you get notified. I did notice that on my wife's account, even though she has rung the bell for some reason, people are not getting notifications. So anyway, do me a favor, if you haven't clicked the bell icon next to subscription, make sure you do that. But guys, have a good night and thank you for hanging out with us.